funny, happy thing, actually. Last year I asked for a moment during... everyone for a moment, a video game made them cry. Not where just the video game, but the moment within the video game where it made you cry. Let's have a sequel. But I've had a bad week, so let's cheer up $30 to talk about a time a game or a TV show or a movie made you happy, smile, laugh, whatever.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. Anyone have one to go first?
I have one.
All right.
And this is kind of both because it made me like almost cry out of happiness because it was so like beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the first tattoo I ever got is a Journey tattoo on my side. And I got that because Journey the game inspires me so much. The first time I played was about right when it came out, so it had a lot of people playing, so I always had someone to play with. And I know anyone who's played Journey with someone on the other end, like, understands this feeling of being like, oh my god, like, this person helped me through this, and then by the time you get to the end, you're still with this person, and you're just, at the end, you're booping to each other, and you're making conversation in this little tiny boop, and I think it's just so wonderful that you can bond with people with no words. Just a boop. Yeah.
I have one.
Okay. No points.
Okay. Undertale spoilers, kind of, roughly. At the end, when you meet back up with Toriel, just the entire feeling of reuniting there with the family that you've made for yourself and allowed to be made with them, everyone coming together.
Aww. Princess, what's your crown?
Everything's good? Alright, cool. My moment's actually from a book, which is interesting. If anyone's ever read the Dresden Files, it is this very long-running, awesome urban fantasy series. There's something like 16 books in the series, and I've read all of them, and there's a point in one of the not the most recent one, but the second most recent one, and for a variety of long and complicated reasons, the main character has been away for a long time, and there's a point in the book in which he's like, we need to go get someone, and he ends up reuniting with his dog, and his dog is this giant, ridiculous, monster-killing, awesome thing, but it's just like him driving up to his friend's house where his dog has been the whole time, and him getting his dog, just like, it got me right in the feels.
I have one, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Do it.
So just kind of lately, going whenever like I go into Twitter and whatnot, whether it be to like myself or to like anybody else or even just like the general Desert Bus Twitter, whenever people are tweeting at us being like, I've been having like a really tough week, or things are not going so great right now, or I'm just feeling down, but watching Desert Bus and watching you guys do things has just made me feel like infinitely better. That's always like an awesome like happiness point for me, because it's literally besides obviously raising money for the children and whatnot, it's literally why we do this, is to try and bring smiles, and so anytime that we're actually able to do that, it's 10 out of 10, bruh.
Yes.
100.
I have one. Oh, here.
Get on the
I
pad.
have to stand on the Okay. A couple of years ago when Pokemon X and Y first came out, it was the day I had a incredibly rough day the night before, to the point where it's one of those days you end up going to bed crying. It happens. But the next day, one of my not so close friends picked me up, drove me to GameStop at 8 a.m. to get the game, and then we sat there and played it for 6 straight hours together, sitting there like, dude, look at what you can do! Oh my gosh, you can ride a bike! Oh my gosh, look at all these cool 3D things! Because we're all freaking out because the new Pokemon game is wonderful. So yeah, it's not always necessarily the fact that moment of the game itself, but the people you play it with. Aww.
I have one as well. I've had the privilege to show a number of people in my life, whether it's loved ones or my neighbors, just sitting them down at my couch with a controller and just let them explore the house and gone home. And just watch. It's a shorter game. It's easy to play. It's not terribly spooky, but just watching somebody. I love storytelling, and storytelling is very important to me. And to have that kind of organic storytelling as you wander through and unfold this beautiful story has been really nice to share with people.
I've got one.
Stand up.
Oh, here's my phone.
He has a mic.
That's fine. Stand up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Anything for you, Beach.
It looks better for the viewers at home too.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for
You're
asking.
looking great.
I know. I'm keeping all this situation together.
I'm loving that situation. There's very few things I love more than Star Wars. And for a long time, from about 1999 until around 2015, Star Wars had been breaking my heart with the prequels. And I never thought I was going to love Star Wars again the way I used to when I was a kid. And then the Force Awakens came out. And for the first minute or two, I was like, oh, I don't know, is this going to be okay? And then that scene happened where Kylo Ren's got Poe Dameron in front of him, and Poe just breaks the silence with, like, okay, so who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Yeah.
And that was the moment where I was like,
Everything's gonna be okay.
It's going to be okay now. Like, there was a brief moment right before that where Kylo Ren stopped the blaster bolt in midair, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. But it was just special effects, right?
Yeah.
Amazing special effects are okay, but they don't mean that the movie's going to be good. But then we got that moment with Kylo Ren, and I was like, oh, classic Star Wars humor.
Yeah.
I can deal with that. This is going to be all right. And then the rest of the movie was great, and now I love Star Wars again.
That's
That makes me
great.
happy.
That's great. I do have one, and I don't need the mic for it. I'll just the room mics are fairly good where we stand, so I will just work off the room mics. And this is not a movie or TV show or whatever, but it's entertainment in as much. And I forgot about this until recently. So I can't see in 3D, and I think everybody by now knows that because we've been over that an awful lot. And I've never known what it was like to be able to see in 3 dimensions. I'd have no depth perception. And we were sitting in a planetarium. I was probably in my, it's always in my 20s when this happens. Sitting in a planetarium and leaning way back. And everything's going on, screen obviously huge. And I'm expecting it to be one of those things where it's like, boom, point of light, that kind of thing. And then this big presentation starts, this beautiful like projector, like Omnimax style, feeling IMAX thing just all around you. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then we start moving, and everything starts really moving, and we start like there's lots of implied depth as stuff starts moving, and as I'm staring at it, I realize I'm like, this is actually what it's like to be able to see in 3 dimensions. It was amazing to see stuff moving around on the ceiling and like planets flying past and it's going past this and because it's filling my vision so much, but kind of these weirdly impossible things you wouldn't be able to see. Just give me this sense of like, oh my god, this is what depth is like, and I had this huge grin on my face, and because I was staring at it for so long, and I had tears running down my face too. I'm like, this is amazing. I want to stay here for like the next hour and just kind of enjoy this. And it was really, really cool moment of just this glee. And there have been things where it's like if you go to a 3D movie and you can't see in 3D, there have been people who put on the glasses and they sit there and they don't see it, and then after like 2 or 3 hours, something clicks. And there have been people who have walked out of those movies and taken the glasses off, and their 3D vision has returned. And that hasn't happened to me yet, and I don't think it's ever going to really happen for me. But being able to get that, I was like, that was so neat. And I get it now. I get why you guys, like why you throw balls at each other and stuff. Because I don't like it when people do that to me.
I have another one.
No more.
No more?
Yeah, I think let's move on.
I have one.
Okay, let's hear from Liz.
I will watch the mark. It's not really. I'd say it's a happy media moment. There is one internet video that makes me really happy, no matter how sad I am, and it will make me laugh no matter what's going on. So I think it's probably a really good one to close on. Wait.
That was an amazing part of that film.
Me too, moving hurts with the single tear coming down his face.
Yeah.
Which is how serious. When he's playing with Monica, and then like towards the end, he's like, I'm just giving up. Whatever. Oh, like it just makes me so happy. Oh.
Good times.
Alright, that's the Jurassic Park Melodica video. If you have not, it's
It's so good.
Liz, you have a video.